Now we come and look at the Sabbath, experiencing and living the character of God. Interesting, that expansive title there for us this week as we study on in education. Experiencing and living the character of God in the context of Sabbath. We don't usually express it that way. We tend to take the Sabbath back to Genesis and creation for sure, and we also take Sabbath back to the Ten Commandments, the fourth commandment in Exodus 20. But here we have it as experiencing and living the character of God. And what a great way of saying it. And I put some quotes in this time. I didn't actually put anything from Rabbi Heschel in this time. I usually do because he's one of my favorite exponents on the Sabbath. If you have chance, pick up his book called The Sabbath by Abraham Joshua Heschel. Great book on the Sabbath, written by a Jewish writer. But in terms of this particular Sabbath, as I say, some quotes other than Heschel. A life built upon Sabbath is contented because in rhythms of rest we discover our time is full of the holiness of God, said Shelley Miller. And that is really what I think we're talking about in terms of experiencing the character of God, understanding what he's like. Barbara Brown Taylor. Stop for one whole day every week, and you will remember what it means to be created in the image of God, who rested on the seventh day, not from weariness, but from complete freedom. The clear promise is that those who rest like God find themselves free like God, no longer slaves to the 1,000 compulsions that send others rushing towards their graves. That's an interesting perspective, isn't it? We are free. We have complete freedom. Free like God. No longer slaves to the 1,000 compulsions. All the work we have to do. All the worries of life. All the distractions. No, we can leave it all behind and say, we're concentrating on God right now. This is the important thing. But this is what we really want to be doing, especially as we think about the Sabbath and all that that means in terms of our understanding of what God is like. We're given Genesis and Exodus and Isaiah and so on. But I want to take you there this week to that passage right at the end of Isaiah 58, verses 13 and 14. If you make sure you don't break the Sabbath by doing whatever you please on my holy day, if you say that the Sabbath brings you pleasure and the Lord's day is to be honored, and if you honor it by leaving aside your own ways, by not doing whatever you please, and by avoiding everyday chatting, then you'll find the Lord is the one who truly makes you happy, and I will give you high positions on the earth and give you what I promised to Jacob your forefather. I, the Lord, have spoken. If you really observe the Sabbath as God wants, as that relationship time with him, then you are truly blessed. And I will give you all the good things of life, and you will be honored, and you high position, and I will give everything that I've promised. But it's because we have that relationship. What was the title again that we were looking at? Experiencing and living the character of God. That's what the Sabbath is supposed to be all about. We're thinking about God resting, recreating us, and we look forward to an eternal Sabbath together with him in joy and experience, not in inactivity, but in experiencing God as he truly is, as our loving Lord. Here's some thoughts from Ellen White talking about the way that the Sabbath has been abused. Last quote. The Jews accused Christ of trampling upon the Sabbath when he was only seeking to restore it to its original character. The interpretations given to the law by the rabbis, all their minute and burdensome exactions, were turning away the Sabbath from its true object and giving to the world a false conception of the divine law and of the character of God. That was the problem. A false conception of the character of God. May we never do that as we talk about the Sabbath, as we represent God to the people around us. May we always give a true concept, a true conception of what God is really.